Yeah, if he's up there, just yeah. That's the one.
Happy to welcome everyone to the BIA ATM. I'm taking up to report some quick housekeeping. Anyone should use the washroom, you'll find them just at the base of the stairs here, men's and ladies' washrooms. And of course, I'm sure you've probably seen coffee and refreshments out there. Feel free to. And for voting, so what will we do as we get to the voting? Members' name. Would like some extra privacy on stations in the back room there that you can feel free to use. Otherwise, you can just vote. We'll have a ballot box set up. Everyone will stick the ballots into. And then Matthew, our CEO, Matthew Armstrong, will be looking after the count and announcing the final results. I think that's it for housekeeping. I'll pass it over to Mayor Gloria Shaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. First of all, thank you to Kristen Reeves for hosting us. Great location. Come to a few hoops to make it happen, but we do appreciate it. We probably ended up with one of the biggest. Okay, let's be. I get a mover, you know. Linda, seconded by. we go through the approval of the agenda. Same thing, and move on. Thank you. All right, is there any declarations of interest? Seeing none, we'll move on. We're gonna go through the minutes of the previous APM. Are there any questions or concerns or anything in those previous minutes? Can I get a mover and a seconder to approve those minutes? Belinda, thank you. And second, Frank. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? Thank you. So we're moving right along here. We have a small presentation on today's matter. Oh. Several groups. I'll give you a little history.
Great focus on display. About 60 to 70 people work there. It's essentially still a maintenance base, much like back in the DLD days. We look after lights, mostly navigational aids is our primary focus. To the we have a sub base in Amherstburg, which is just outside Windsor. There's 5 people work there, report to Prescott. We don't have helicopter station here anymore. We did, we're both in very sound now. We call it 2 hours. Just over 900 floating aids that we maintain. So that's the buoys in that stretch. And so 350 fixed aids. That's towers. Most of them are solarized nowadays. Very few bigger towers lights anymore. Most of them are seasonal. At this time of year, they're all switched off or back in maintenance unless they're still in use. Looks like the sea waves. It's still moving. Multiple groups here. The radio station is staffed 24/7 every day of the year. People are like, this time of year, they don't handle much municipal traffic, and we don't do much traffic management. We just stretch it there. Seaway that's handled by the seaway itself. So we're here mainly for emergency stuff. Yes, on threatening, which is certain rescue. So we handle maintenance for the navigators in the eastern half of the yard. The moment they're setting up another standalone group, which will eventually take that over, it's still personnel coming from here. So, more. So even though you might see the parking lots empty, sometimes there's a lot of people. And a lot of people passing through town. We get a lot of our coastal folks from back. Come up here for one reason or another, or down from Sarnia. Our head office is in Sarnia. It's not exactly like it used to be. We're all relatively lower level managers here at this base, and most of it's sitting in the heavy duty dot bombs in Sarnia right now. So we're having it help out and you can see turnout. At least you got a point and frame of reference for the coast area. Let's yeah. Several different groups. There's an electronics group here. With MCI, which is my group. That's all the No. Okay, you have like we do take care of both. This track, most of the boys you'll see in our yard or that we deal with, because they're on the Canadian side. And the Americans handle it. It's not hard and fast, and it's not a hard and stone, but generally they're handling work because they actually do it. And we'll have them too. They'll pull some wires, fall. We can't get to them. We'll do the same. It's quite often. Leave them someplace convenient and they'll pick. We have a group here, Aton, that's what they do is they determine where you need what type of aid. And they make fine adjustments as the channels change, as time. Three of those, big room, criminal response, we have quite a well-equipped spill response team. Stores, we have national stores. So we do stock parts with NATO numbers that are available to anybody, any federal government. And we ship lots. Yes. It's a going concern, there is no slow time, so. For young people, looking for work. I can check it out. So, if there's any questions, finally.
We have a couple of reports. We have our annual report and then our financial report. So Tracy, if you would like to look for that one.
Hi, everyone, I'm trying to speak. I'm gonna go through a few. This part of the special stage, we were just gradually coming to. The first one we looked at. I think that was probably one of the ones. What it was that people would, tell us about what. And that could have been a particular store or about downtown in general. And some of the, just to give you an example, people were saying for their small town feel, they were saying it wasn't the same if you were a big bookstore. When you walk in, if you feel welcome and we'd like to support our community. It's really good to hear, and it was really important. Okay, the Riverwalk District's bringing people. So this promotion was like a scavenger hunt. So you would see a picture of a business and you would have to figure out which is what. And some national women. And the game was great to buy. So that was good. We had businesses participate. We did like
And then we did these Riverwalk District banners. The reason that we did this is we wanted to include the service. A lot of time, our promotions were like that. So we wanted to make sure that service industry because I was there and absolutely. Just kind of find this, if your service business hasn't got one, I'm sure we can get one for you. Summer passport program, so there was a summer tourist promotion. You can check out make purchase. So that was one thing. And then we had the harvest fundraiser, so we collected donations for the food for all businesses. Great windows, I think we have one great. I think the magic is so that was awesome fun too. Then the holiday stuff, so I'm Thursday, we stay open. So people, yeah, there were 3 different. Also, last work, I don't know if I'm sure if you got to see them, but that went over really. And I was lucky to participate. So now projects. Riverwalk State, we provide financial support. Then you would see some entertainment. And the business week promotions and partnerships. So and so that was the big goal of this. A little video. About the downtown Prescott. During installation for this purchase that we can use. Then with our web pages, so we migrated the BIA to 2 seconds. And that kind of helped with the administration because the mobile was always updating it. Another thing was the interior of the site, downtown Prescott, business. Visiting center. And finally, yes. Which has been used for the can expand on that here. That's it. That's not like here's some data. the lighting, so the pyramid of the lighthouse being King Street. So I'm not sure if we're gonna show, we're gonna show what that. No. Okay. Well, that looks good. Board has got pop-up support for seasonal businesses located in the Block district, so you've probably seen some. And seasonal. So, state just think that I think we got a lot done in 22. We couldn't do it alone. We partnered with all of our BIA businesses, the town. We had our fabulous coordinator, Justin. We just had to give him an idea and run with it. Justin, yes. So Justin was part of Ray Young, Counselor Ray Young point is a dream team. Justin, Dana, and Elizabeth. So really, really key. Their enthusiasm and positivity, they really inspired. So we'd like to say thank you to our board members for your commitment. Very much appreciated.
Good to see it all visually. You can see it happening throughout the years, see it all listed. We're gonna go through the financial report now, when the camera.
So our revenue for our budget is 20% year to date, 29 taxes. Coordinator, which is Justin, $10,000. So really what we try to do is kind of break down, as you can see, very different focuses. We got market, marketing and promotion versus this. Promotions, we have promotion, 9,000 versus 8,000. So I'm not going to read all that just because Tracy has already gone over those line items. On the IFA. The line grade, so central 9,000 versus 8,000. Beautiful. We have allocated $10,000. We have with your numbers on it. So subtotal $10,000 budgeted versus $7,500. $7,500. I'm just going to skip the rest of it. So we do have expenses that are approved in 2022 that will not be spent until this fiscal year, which we'll talk about that. Which include 9,000. Okay, so really the levy is straight to the price of the beautiful little lights you're going to see. It's the same company that did the beautiful snowflakes that we did. I'm going to leave it back because Dana's going to have more detail. And the patio, which has demonstrated much more. But again, we really try to go back more profitable assets long term as opposed to more. So really what we want to highlight is here at 1,031, just because we do reference that we have taken a strong reserve to offset some of these CapEx that we're looking at. So new balance 31,000, which puts us in a very strong position. Making sure that we're making day-to-day the things like the things that are common. I believe we're in a very strong plan. So again, our budget, we try to keep it consistent on year-over-year basis. So everyone really has a basic understanding in terms of what we're looking at and where we're allocating our funds. So revenue, as you know, that's $11,29,000. Expenses for $9,000. Beautification, 10,000, set total 29,000, so total. So if you take a look at your package, you can see it's not really different. 2020. I'm trying to make it consistent. So that we are able to, not just for. And.
When you get any contribution from the city, don't-
Insurance funds, well, we don't receive contributions. What we do is flowers. A lot of our we make. So we're not actually receiving those funds. Is getting what we're doing projects we want to do with council operations. We have to.
Linda, good to have a finance expert. I'm gonna pass the baton over now to Justin and Dana, who are gonna go through what we're going to do with the meeting.
No, we're just taking people fit that. Some of the aspects of the so far this evening. To touch on our economic development and tourism strategy. Really become our guiding pillar. Really center a lot of our and moving forward when it comes to economic development and tourism. So we partnered with the Township of Augusta in 2021 to develop an economic development and tourism strategy, as well as a joint action plan for the Township of Augusta and Prescott, and a joint land development analysis. So upon completion of those studies, we have some great upcoming strategies that have identified some critical pillars and the direction for us to head in moving forward. And for the town of Prescott, we have developed a tourism strategy. These are the top 4 pillars, which are key businesses top of mind, which again, I think is very essential to the BIA and focus we're trying to take here with really supporting business initiatives wherever possible through a lot of our different activities and then the partnerships as well. And so this really speaks to the ongoing downtown Riverwalk district beautification, a lot of the aspects that have been covered tonight, some of the presentations, everything from promenades to lighting to plants and murals, things like that to really make the downtown more friendly. And then we have attract investment to workers and citizens. That's more of an economic development focus. We've got a lot of strategies that are focused on achieving that critical pillar. And then sector-based tourism. So it's really focusing on some critical areas with tourism, identifying, what some of those unique assets are to Prescott. And some of those we have to date. The diving, that's one of the key tourism pillars with the tracks in the future. Cycling is another critical one. And then the downtown retail. Tourism. Huge The it comes from the joint applicant, but very similar to this supported the separate strategy. So we're really working together in tandem with the township on pursuing some of these broader initiatives on regional and national scale. Development analysis effort focused on the Prescott and township and took in the area before one and really identifying those needs, opportunities for development and also servicing those land and those not as so I'll just take you through some of the highlights of our business developments. We had an expansion in 2022, 10 business openings and commercial and industrial developments. And we have quite a few slated for 2023. The next stage, and of course, we'll be taking the community on a regular basis. The state next with our social media because we're not public. Business openings. Please stay tuned. Exciting. And these are just a few examples of some of the recent business openings that we celebrated. These being the most recent, the Quality Doctors and Prescott. And they were great events on a very snowy day. It was actually fun. I think this is the first opening that we have with this doctor. They usually end up being it as a beautiful day, and we had a great turnout from council members of our community and really supportive business community too, which is always fun. And a couple other examples. We have and into street into Prescott Place, which is just on Water Street, just a block south of King. And it's got a nice large location. They're happy to celebrate that opening. And then we residential development, which really is enough people for the downtown through our CIP program. We're really trying to provide a lot of support for residential development. So we have a lot of properties in the downtown, potential opportunities and for stories. They just haven't been realized. And if we get all of those spaces occupied, it brings more residents, more visitors into the downtown. And again, makes it a more vibrant space for businesses and residents. So that's something that we're really trying to support through working understanding. And this is a great example of King Street, right above Blitz. So the first were renovated to 10 apartments in total, second and third story, and there's a couple of ground level units. But really nice development. We're hoping to start to see new properties. And then Prescott Shop is another great example of new business opening. Great. And the official grand opening of our museum and visitor center. So we have opening in December. And then we have the official opening of the visitor center. And that has been a really huge step. A great development. New visitors to the town. We have a new showcase for a lot of these amazing archives and artifacts that people haven't been able to see for a long time. It's amazing the influx of donations that we're seeing now because of some of the space to display these wonderful artifacts, the pieces of our history. And the visitor center has been a huge success. So there's a portion of that space that's been dedicated to the visitor center. We've seen it was over 600 visitors that we saw in the month of over I believe, and we're anticipating to double this year. Really great for it. Being a formal visitor center, I think. Pretty exciting. And then just kind of some highlights of this. Here's a picture of what we've built for from 2018 to 2022. The program is going to be amended, and we'll have a full program launching in February. But this is what I've supported over the past 4 years. We have
make over $10 in downtown and a couple of areas. They're residential developments, brownfield sites, a heritage, as well as for a river. So it's really exciting to see a really comprehensive process. We're seeing, the benefits of this investment in the downtown. We're seeing a lot of new businesses coming. There's a lot of renovation projects that are ongoing, and it's exciting to see things happening, and the business interest we've seen in response to that has been really visible. I think it's a great investment. I'm sure we hope to see and to see more. This just to have here the new program is really excited about this new residential platform. And that will provide funding for new first residential development, multi-unit development that has a housing aspect, over $5 million of value. So really trying to support those larger scale developments. And the key examples for that would be in the tax increment grant, as well as the building permit. But what I'm here to talk about today is in that connected downtown port area, right? Because that's, I'm assuming most of you will be interested in. So this will cover all businesses and commercial properties located within the downtown port. So we have the smart grant, which has been increased from $5,000 to $10,000. Cycle grant has been increased from $1,000 $5,000 is down for the commercial side, and then $2,000 down on the residential, which remains unchanged. $100,000 available in loan funds now, up from $20,000. And it is set at a percentage of the value of construction, so it definitely is geared towards that. So you would have to essentially be invested amount, but it's a significant increase previously. And this is really the incentive that will make the most impact. Because they tend to be a little comfortable within the grants just based on the level of expenses. And then we have a permit fees grant, which has been adjusted from $100 to $2,000 or 10% of the which covers. And then we have our taxation, but that is to be determined because it's based on the specific property and amount of tax increase that comes from that development. So that's something that's determined on a case by case basis very much. And I'll kick it over to Jeff, our business development officer, to do the rest of Certainly, yes. If anyone from the group. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to.
Sure.
Now, for everybody in the
Absolutely.
make control. I'd like to have that conversation.
And it will, when the new unit program is, people.
Once that new program is approved,
The owners as well, and then we'll be through social media and some other marketing. These address from the registration.
Thank you for a few slides as well. The first is on the business development activity. We want to highlight the digital Main Street program. Through the digital Main Street program, we have $60 investment. Businesses through the digital transformation. We've been able to deliver webinars and business operational skills in the future. And the reason why it's important is I want to highlight some brand development, all the initiatives to give much and invest best in side of the explore touchdown website where you can find out. The business director, as well, wants to invest stuff based on. I